Great morning, holy brothers! Thank you very much for joining us on our pathway to peace. Where's your fingers? Peace. Inside the Garden of Peace. If you're following along, we're on page 33. Thank you so much. And we had, in the middle of a story, we were talking about the exalted sage and pillar of compassion, Shlita. And we were talking about how he was such a tzaddik. He was such an amazing person outside the home. You know what he did? Thank you, Rebbe. He ran to do mitzvahs. He gave so much charity. He did everything amazing and awesome, dangerously, super phenomenal. But when it came to inside his home, you know how much time he had for his wife? How much? None whatsoever. Zero, zilch, nada, nothing, man. Nobody home. Literally, he wasn't home. Because when his wife wanted to be home, he ran out of the house. We had somebody in the other room laughing yesterday when I said this. Because obviously, he tries not to spend too much time at home if he doesn't have to either. Why? Because we want to avoid conflict. We don't want to argue. We don't want to get into a fight about something. So what's easier? Just don't be there. Be somewhere else, and then you don't have to have that problem. So you try to limit your time in your home, and he tries to be alone. So we don't have to have that problem. So remember the story. How, when he went up to heaven, instead of being greeted by all these angels and harmonies, he started getting lashed at. And they were saying, what is wrong with you? The entire purpose that you were created for wasn't to do all this tzedakah outside the home, because tzedakah starts in the house. Home, in your house. That's what we said last time. With all your book learning, you failed to understand that life's principal test is to live, what? In peace. To live in absolute harmony with your wife. That is what we are here for. Understand and know your role and shut your hole.
Not to teach her how to cook?
What?
Not to teach her how to cook? Nothing?
This guy missed 2 days. He forgot everything. I'm just kidding. Of course it is not. You regarded the wonderful mitzvah that a husband should do for a wife. What should he do? As just a nagging hindrance. It's just an absolute bombastic bother. Yes? You did not understand and you disdained true loving kindness. You think you were doing chesed? It is zero. You got nothing. If you can't do it in your home, everything else is faulty, and it is a tower that was built, a palace that is going to crumble down to the ground. With an accusing finger, the Chief Justice bellowed, had you invested in your Shalom bias, you would have truly discovered how far you really are from the Torah and its true values. The Torah is geared, is designed, the mitzvahs are there to bring a person to what? Why do we have all the mitzvahs? To what? To bring us closer to Hashem. People can come to davening every single day and open up the words and not know what they pray. They don't know the English of it. Forget understanding the deep meanings and all the Kabbalah and the secrets and the sods. The basic words, they don't even know what they're saying. They come in and they're reading Hebrew robotically, mechanically, no heart, no feeling. Is that what it is designed to do? Why do we have tefillah in the first place? Why do we have a book? Why do we have a sitter to daven from? Why?
To connect with Hashem.
The Anshe Knesset Gedolah said that we're supposed to have a real relationship with God, to be able to come close and connect to our Creator. Mesilas Sharm, right? First thing you open up, it says we're designed here to come close to God. That's why we're here. And that's what we have mitzvahs for. And we're supposed to be able to say, Hashem, you are my loving Father in heaven. You are tremendously, want everything best for me, more than a father ever could in this literal physical world. And we are supposed to talk to him. We're supposed to say, hey Tati, great morning. Thank you very much for giving me life so I could be here, to be able to thank you. We're defined as a Yehudi, a Jewish person, because we're supposed to give thanks. We have to have heart, we have to have soul, we have to have meaning in what we're doing. So we're supposed to talk to God in our own language. We're supposed to have a personal connection to Hashem. That's what His Hisbodedus is all about, my friends. Talking to God in your own language, with your real feelings, whether you're able to cry, dance, yell, shout, whatever it might be, or talking in a soft voice. Whatever is good for you, you have to use that to connect. But the tzaddikim found that people were losing that connection. They were not doing that realness, that talking to Hashem from their heart, from their soul. And they said we have to at least have some semblance of a connection. At least 3 times a day, stop what you're doing before you go to work, in the middle of work, after work. We're designing 3 times a day. We have to pick up a book and pray. Say to Hashem these words. At least we'll design for you what you should be talking to Hashem through. And this is the least of what we have to do. But on a much higher level, instead of just reading words from a book, first of all, if you are reading the book, also you should know what you're saying. Because they want you to know what you're doing. It's not just something to go through. Oh, I checked that box. Very good. You're supposed to have heart. You're supposed to have soul. You're supposed to mean what you're saying. You're supposed to use your own words to connect to Hashem. An hour a day. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But if you're not doing it, at least use some words so you can understand how to pray to Hashem. So please, take some time. Talk to God, your loving Father in heaven. Thank Him for life. Thank Him for what you have. Thank Him for what you appreciate. The Rambam says you got to do teshuvah every single day because you never know what?
When's your last day?
You never know! If people knew they were going to die in 5 years, everybody would wait for the last day to do teshuvah. Because they can do whatever they want their whole lives, and they know they have an opportunity. Now I can do teshuvah. Now Yom Kippur is coming up. I can ask for forgiveness. You have any idea what you did yesterday? Forget 3 months ago. Forget 5 years ago. Nobody can remember what they did wrong. For everything, there's no chance. You do teshuvah every single day. It's going to be so easy for you. Keep connected. Keep close. And you want something from Hashem? Everybody wants something. Whether it's health, whether it's money, whether it's a house, whatever it might be. Pray to Hashem for it. He was waiting for you to ask for it. Adam Arishon was created and he had nothing to eat. All the fruits from the trees, all the vegetables in the ground were stuck under the earth. He had to have the rain come for everything to sprout. And God did not give him the rain. He made Adam request the rain from him because he wanted to have him to come to him for at least something. At least pray to me for something that you need, for your life, for your money, for your health, whatever it is. Hashem gives us things in order to bring us closer to Him. So if we come close to Him on our own, guess what? All those trials, all those tribulations, all those tests, all those hardships, all those sicknesses are going to be gone from your life. You don't even have to go to a doctor. You won't even have to pray for it. Take natural stuff, have good stuff that grows from the ground, that Hashem uses for you to connect back to Him, and then He will make sure you have everything because all He wants is for you to come close to Him. He won't need to prod you and push you and punish you to get you to come that way in the first place. So do it on your own, so you don't have to be forced that way in the right direction. So you don't need to be smacked in the face in order to wake up and come back to where you need to be. So at least have that on your basis. That is what we're here for. So this lack of emunah is shown most formidably in Shalom Bayis itself. Because Hashem uses the wife to be able to show you your standing. It's your barometer. You look at the thermometer to see how hot or cold it is in the room. Look at your wife to see what God thinks of you, my friend. If she's coming to you and praising you and loving you and wanting to appreciate everything you're doing, you know you're doing right, not just with her, but with Hashem. If she blasts you one day out of the blue because she's hormonal, she's going through her cycle, whatever excuses you might need to put on her so that it's not your fault, very good. Ishkaya. Try looking inward for a second and see what's really going on. This lack of emunah from this guy showed that he never really learned Torah truly. He can go through Shas 1,000 times. He can read the Bible over and over and over again. But if he's not applying, if he's not living what he's learning, it's all garbage. Hashem gives you so much natural intelligence, yet you fail to understand that when your wife was trying to talk to you, it was Hashem communicating to you. Wake up and smell the coffee. There's your coffee. Wake up and smell it. When your wife was begging you to spend time at home so she shouldn't be alone, Hashem was begging you to spend time at home. To wake up to understand what you were supposed to be doing right here and now. Hashem was speaking to you by way of her vocal cords that were hoarse and yelling all day because people couldn't hear. By ignoring your wife, you and your blind, ignoramus arrogance were repeatedly ignoring God Himself, Hashem, the Holy One. Torah should have brought you down to humility. The most humble person on earth was Moshe, who knew the Torah inside and he got the Torah from God Himself. On Sinai, 40 days and 40 nights, he went without food, he went without water. He was transcending physicality to the spiritual realm. If you get involved in Torah and you become more angelic, That's the way it will physically be here in this world. Torah should have brought him to that humble level like Moshe. Was disdaining your wife the act of a humble man? True compassion is in the heart. So why was your heart so cold? Why was it so covered? Why was it so uncompassionate towards your wife? You see, you lacked genuine compassion. Why did you give everything you had to strangers outside your home? Give them all your money and leave nothing for your wife monetarily, or even just your time, not even a minute for your own wife? Did you ever change your diaper at home? Did you ever offer to sit up late at night and comfort one of your sick kids who is crying in bed? Or just bring it to your wife and say, here, honey, you deal with it. I need to wake up early in the morning. She did all of that, and you never lifted a finger to help. Bensie's embarrassment knew no bounds in realizing how he had utterly wasted an entire lifetime in ignorance of his prime manly mitzvah of shalom bayis, of peace in the home. Completely missed that boat. That cruise ship sailed with him not on it. So the previous two parables that we just finished talking about are the prototypes that the unsuspecting public hold in high regard. Nowadays, what do people think of a husband? What should he be like? Take off his belt. Woo! Whip her into shape. What are you doing, woman? Get back in the kitchen. What's wrong with you?
Well, not in Syria.
No, but how many men think that way nowadays?
Muslim.
I gotta be the man of the house.
Land of
No,
Israel does.
no. Many people do. They fail to achieve their complete
It's
principle.
more like these days. It's more in this like a secular mindset. Like just don't be whipped.
Gotta put your foot down.
Also,
Don't let her run the house. What's wrong with
Don't be
you?
whipped.
What are you, weak? What are you, a pansy? What are you, a little
back
girl?
when
Go use the other
Come on,
bathroom.
you can't go out with your
when
friends
Bet
one night.
HaMikdash was much easier.
Say again?
Bet HaMikdash day was much easier. Just go drop off a sheep and walk out. Now you have it's more tefillah in your name. It's more dedication to stay closer.
When you open a siddur, you're supposed to understand and have kavanah for the words?
Of course.
When you brought a sheep, you know what you're supposed to do then? Just drop off, hey, check out, thank you very much, have a nice day.
I never dropped it off.
The sacrifice was
was
yourself who was supposed to be dying.
The sacrifices
That's
were for unintentional sins, not for intentional. So intentional could only be done with words, with like prayer.
You have to be sorry from your soul. You have to understand that there's a meaning behind it. It's not just a platitude. Thank you very much. Hashem, that when you had the base of Midrash, He desired the closest connection ever that we can't even fathom now. When His presence is living down here in this world, in His home, in His house, and you come there, you know what kind of level you have to be on? It's crazy.
That's why. Imagine you flip the switch on Shabbat, you would have to bring a sheep.
Like, whoa! That's a sorry God.
Definitely.
Now you got to spend money on it. And you better make sure you're not flipping that switch again. You're going to put 5,000 of those covers on the lights so you don't inadvertently walk past it with your elbow and bang into something. People were on such higher levels because nowadays, what kind of punishment do we have for that? Do we see anything? Are we whipped? Are we struck down with lightning? Do we have Malchus right away? Boom? No way. Without that later achievement, the former accomplishments lose all their values. Such seemingly righteous individuals and people are not regarded up there in the heavenly court with any type of esteem as a simple, unassuming person who has succeeded to build a home of marital peace and absolute, true love and harmony. That is what we're here for. We're here to be humble, to recognize God is talking to us. Use every message from our wife to be better people. Don't be arrogant. Don't be crazy. Be loving. Be giving, because that is what the definition of man is all about. And with that, have an awesome, amazing rest of your day.